Discuss the Peierls instability of linear metals in brief. Peierls instability: consider one dimensional metal with an electron gas filling all conduction band orbitals out to wave vector kf at absolute zero temperature. Consider a one dimensional metal, ठीक है, with electron gas filling all conduction band orbitals out to the wave vector kf at absolute zero of temperature. ठीक है, conduction bands are occupied. Pearson suggests that such a linear metal is unstable with respect to a static lattice deformation of wave vector g is equal to 2kf. Such deformation creates an energy gap at Fermi surface, thereby lowering energy of electrons below the energy gap. Lowers the energy gap. कौन सा gap? The deformation process until limited by increase of elastic energy. The equilibrium deformation delta is given by d electronic plus e electronic plus e elastic d by d delta is equal to 0. Consider the elastic strain delta cos 2kfx. The spatial average elastic energy per unit length. The spatial average elastic energy per unit length is E elastic is equal to half C delta square average of cos square 2kfx is equal to 1 by 4 C delta to the power to 2, where C is the force constant of linear metal. We next calculate E electronic. Suppose that the ion contribution to the lattice potential seen by conduction electron is proportional to the deformation. ठीक है, क्या है conduction, क्या है contribution to the lattice potential seen, ion contribution to the lattice potential, ठीक है, lattice potential by conduction electron is proportional to deformation. U x is equal to 2a delta cos 2k x from 7.51. We chapter 7 question 51. We have ek equal to h square by 2m whole into kf square plus k square plus minus h kf square by 2m into h cut square k square by 2m plus a square delta square under root पूरा कर. It is convenient to define x k h square k square by m xf equal to h square k square by kf square by m x equal to h square k kf by small m. We retain my negative sign in 67 and form minus a square delta by xf xk plus a square delta square bracket में under root d epsilon k d epsilon k, means dk by d pi is the number of orbitals per unit length. de electronic by d delta is equal to 2 pi 0 to kf dk d epsilon kf d delta is equal to minus 2a square delta by pi 0 to kf integration dk by xf xk plus a square delta square under root minus 2a square delta by pi into kf by xf 0 to xf dx x square plus a square delta square under root is equal to minus of 2a square delta pi into kf by xf into sine hyperbolic inverse of xf by a delta. We put it all together. The equilibrium deformation is the root of half c delta minus 2a square m delta by pi h square kf sine hyperbolic inverse of h cut square kf square by ma delta is equal to 0. The root delta that corresponds to the minimum energy is given by h cut kf square by ma delta is equal to sine hyperbolic minus h cut kf pi c by 4 ma square, whence a mod delta is equal to 2h square k f square by m exponential of minus h square k f pi c by 4m a square. And the argument of the sine hyperbolic in 68 is much greater than 1. We assume that kf is is less than equal to half k max. The result of is of the form of energy gap equation of BCS theory of superconductivity. The deformation delta is a collective effect of all the electrons. If we set W equal to h square k f square by 2m, conduction bandwidth n0 is equal to 2m by pi h cut square by kf is equal to density of orbitals at Fermi level. V is equal to a square by c is equal to effective electron-electron interaction energy. Then we can write 69 equation as delta a mod of delta into delta is equal to 4 omega exponential of minus 1 by n0 v, which is analogous to p square energy gap, an example of Peierls insulator in TAS3. Just a summary, let's look at it. The dielectric function V may be defined as epsilon is equal to function of omega k, rho exterior of omega k by rho exterior of omega k plus rho induced omega k in terms of applied induced charge density component at omega and k. The plasma frequency omega p is equal to 4 pi n e e का square by epsilon infinity m the under root hole में is the frequency of uniform collective longitudinal oscillation of electron gas against a background of fixed positive ions. It is also the low frequency cutoff of propagation of transverse electromagnetic waves in plasma. The poles of dielectric function defined omega t and zeros defined omega L. In a plasma, the Coulomb interaction is screened. It becomes QR by exponential of minus KSR, while the screening length 1 by Ks is equal to EF by 6 pi n naught E square under root. A metal insulator transition may occur when the nearest neighbor's separation A becomes of the order of 4 A naught, where A naught is the radius of first Bohr orbit insulator. The metallic fix exists at smaller values of A. A polariton is a quantum of coupled T of phonon field. The coupling is assured by Maxwell equation. The spectral uh, region omega T is less than omega L is forbidden to electromagnetic wave propagation. The Lindane Sachs-Steller relation LST relation is omega L square by omega T is equal to epsilon 0 by epsilon infinity.